Good morning to one and all present here. By hearing these quotes, you may come to know that our today's topic is related to robots. So, today our topic is robotic aircraft. First, a robot must not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. Second, a robot must obey the orders given by human being except where such orders would conflict with the first law. Third, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. A robotic spacecraft is an uncrewed air spacecraft, usually under tele-robotic control. A robotic spacecraft designed to make scientific research measurements called as space probe. Space missions are more suited to tele-robotic rather than crewed operation due to lower costs and lower risk factors. In addition, some planetary destinations such as Venus or the vicinity of Jupiter are too hostile for human survival given current technology. Thank you.
The first robotic spacecraft was launched by Soviet Union USSR on 22 July 1951. A suborbital flight carrying two dogs, Lezik and Saigon. Four other such flights were made through the fall of 1951. The first artificial satellite Sputnik 1 was put into 215 by 939 km Earth orbit by the USSR on 4th October 1957. On 3rd November 1957, the USSR orbited Sputnik 2, weighing 113 kilograms. Sputnik 2 carried the first living animal into the orbit, the dog Laika. Since the satellite was not designed to detach from its launch vehicle's upper stage, the total mass in orbit was 508.3 kilograms. In spacecraft design, the United States Air Force considers a vehicle to consist of a mission payload and the bus. The bus provides structural thermal control, electric power, attitude control, and telemetry, tracking and commanding. Now we will discuss about structure. This is the physical backbone structure. It provides overall mechanical integrity of the spacecraft, ensures spacecraft components are supported and can withstand launch loads. Thank you.
Electric power. The supply of electric power on spacecraft generally comes from photovoltaic cells. Other components of the subsystem include batteries for storing power and distribution circuit that connects components to the power sources. Temperature control and protection from the environment. Spacecraft are often protected from temperature fluctuation with insulation. Some spacecraft use mirrors and sunshades for additional protection from solar heating. They also often need shielding from micrometeoroids and orbit debris.
Telecommunication. Components in the telecommunication subsystem includes radio antennas, transmitters and receivers. These can be used on the ground of the Earth or with other spacecraft.
Robotic spacecraft use telemetry to radio back to Earth, acquire data and vehicle status information, although generally referred to as remotely controlled or telerobotic. The earliest orbital spacecraft such as Sputnik 1 and Explorer 1 did not receive any control signals from Earth. Soon after these first spacecraft, command systems were developed to allow remote control from the ground. Increased autonomy is important for distance probes where the light travel time prevents rapid decision and control from the Earth. Newer probes such as Cassini-Huygens and the Mars exploration rovers are highly autonomous and use onboard computers to operate independently for extended period of time. Ends are not bad things. They just mean that something else is going to begin. Now, we would like to end our speech. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. Today I Yash is going to talk about the topic automatic solar tracker. Energy crisis is most important issue in today's world. Conventional energy resources are not only limited but also the prime culprit for environmental pollution. Renewable energy and resources are getting prioritized in the whole world to lessen the dependency on conventional resources. Solar energy is rapidly gaining the focus as an important means of expanding renewable energy uses. Solar cells, those convert sun's energy into electrical energy, are costly and inefficient. Different mechanisms are applied to increase the efficiency of the solar cell to reduce the cost. Solar tracking system is the most appropriate technology to enhance the efficiency of the solar cells by tracking the sun. A microcontroller based design methodology of an automatic solar tracker is presented in the paper. Light dependent resistor are used as the sensor of the solar tracker. The design tracker has precise control mechanism which will provide three ways of controlling system. Thank you.
Good day to you all. Present here to see our topic climate intervention or climate engineering, commonly referred to as geoengineering. Geoengineering is a deliberate and large-scale intervention in the Earth's climate system, usually with the aim of mitigating the adverse effects of global warming. The most prominent subcategories of climate engineering are solar radiation management and carbon dioxide removal.
Carbon dioxide removal refers to removing carbon dioxide gas CO2 from the atmosphere and sequestering it for long periods of time. With respect to climate, geoengineering is defined by the Royal Society as the deliberate large-scale intervention in the Earth's climate system. In order to moderate global warming, some environmental organizations have been reluctant to endorse solar radiation management, but are often more supportive of some carbon dioxide removal projects, such as afforestation and peatland restoration.
Some authors have argued that any public support for climate engineering may weaken the fragile political consensus to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The 1965 landmark report, Restoring the Quality of Our Environment, by US President Lyndon B. Johnson's Science Advisory Committee warned of the harmful effects of fossil fuel emissions and also mentioned deliberately bringing about countervailing climatic changes, including rising the albedo or reflectivity of the Earth. Edward Teller in 1997 suggested to research and develop reflective particles to reduce incoming solar radiation and thus to cancel the effects of fossil fuels burning.
Several climate engineering strategies have been proposed. IPCC documents detail several proposals. These fall into two main categories. They are solar radiation management and carbon dioxide removal.
Solar radiation management (SRM) techniques would seek to reduce sunlight absorption. This includes visible, near-infrared and ultraviolet rays. This would be achieved by deflecting sunlight from the earth or increasing the reflectivity of atmosphere on the earth's surface. These methods are not a substitute of climate change mitigation because they would not reduce greenhouse gas concentrations in the atmosphere and thus would not address problems such as ocean acidification caused by CO2.
Solar radiation management methods may include surface-based, for example, surface-based mirror infrastructures for protecting and expanding polar ice and glaciers, including the use of insulated blankets and artificial snow, using pale colors and for roofing materials and other man-made surfaces, attempting to change ocean's brightness, growing high albedo crops, or by distributing hollow glass beads in selected areas to increase ice coverage and lower temperatures. Mount Pinatubo in Philippines erupted with tremendous force, ejecting vast amounts of ash and gas high into the atmosphere, so high that volcano's plume penetrated the stratosphere. into the stratosphere. The stratosphere is a layer of atmosphere extending from about 10 kilometers to 50 kilometers in altitude. Pintabatu ejected about 15 million tons of sulfur dioxide into the stratosphere, where it reacted with water to form a hazy layer of aerosol particles composed primarily of sulfuric acid droplets. Over the course of next 2 years, the stratospheric winds spread these aerosol particles around the globe.
The World Wildlife Fund criticized iron fertilization experiments due to their potential risk to marine life.
The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Warmest greetings to everyone. My name is Yesha D'Souza. I and my team are going to present before you our Nirmaan project that's ineffable. It's a great invention that's turning your old smartphones that are still functional, even if they are no longer good enough to be an everyday device. Reusing your tech kit so it gets a second life. To extend its usefulness should be encouraged. US startup Savage Technology has created Phone Housing Plus app combo that turns your old smartphones into a door-mounted collar display, which allows you to see who is at the door and communicate to it via the corresponding app on your phone. The old smartphones is mounted on inside of your own front door with a customized peephole attached, replacing an existing peephole lens, allowing the phone's camera to spy on whoever is outside. In this modern world, we have invented so many things for making our life easier and comfortable. A smart doorbell has many benefits, but only one consequence. It's that it will not fit into your budget. Well, that consequence is also being solved by inventing your own smart doorbell without spending money with your old smartphones.
Yes, we have a solution. So let's create our own smart doorbell. Before beginning with the steps, let's discuss about the assumptions. So we make an assumption that you have a basic understanding of YAML, which is a human readable data serialization language. It is commonly used for configuration files and in applications where data is being stored or transmitted. In simple words, wherever you store your data in an application, YAML is used there to arrange the files. It is a basic syntax which is easy to learn. Now let's discuss about the supplies. Very first supply is IP webcam, which is available on Play Store, and it turns your phone into network camera with multiple viewing options. Second, we have Motion Eye, which is a video capturing feature which works on connecting camera to Raspberry Pi, and it helps in recording videos 4 times slower. Unraid helps you to store and manage your data. Then we have Facebox, which detects and identifies faces with face recognition technology. Then we have Home Assistant. Then we have Discord, which is an easiest way to talk over voice, video and text. It can be used as a viewing option in our project. And then we have Google Home devices. The links of these applications can be easily found on the web.
Step 1. Getting our Home Assistant ready for Motion Eye. We will go to our Home Assistant settings and set the Motion Eye address. Then we will click on our user profile name and click on Create Token. Name it and save it for later.
Install the IP webcam on your phone. Go to Play Store and install IP webcam. Start the app and start the server. Save the URL provided from the app. Note: your phone has a static IP address.
Now let's move on to step 3. Connect your phone to Motion Eye. So in the IP webcam app, click the top left symbol and choose the camera type as network camera. Then type the URL from the previous app and choose the inside the camera input option. Now scroll down to motion detection and make the necessary changes. Now you have your Motion Eye connected to your Home Assistant as well as your phone. Now step 4. Integrate and teach Facebox with Home Assistant. So first, set the snapshot URL from the Motion Eye webpage in Facebox on the Home Assistant device. then the free version of Facebox lets you to train 100 faces. So simply you have to go to the teach_facebox.py script option and create folders that are named after the person whose face you want to teach the Facebox and simply place the photos of those people.
Let's talk about step 5. Step 5, automation. When a motion is detected at the front door, it runs a command to download an image of the front door and send the image to Facebox to scan. If a Facebox detects faces in an image of the front door, it streams from the motion eye to the TV screen, or it announces the names of the people on the home assistant, or it sends a Discord notification with a picture of a person on the front door. If you face some problems, you should retry with the same steps. You can even turn off the motion eye through the app whenever you wish. You will have to cut a cardboard box with the size of a phone and place it accordingly with the power bank connected to the phone. And you have your own smart doorbell camera with face recognition without spending any money.
Smart doorbell, you already know who is waiting for you at your front door, and you don't even need to go to find out who it is there at your front door. You can have a total control of your house and can avoid solicitors, unwanted callers, and can be completely secured. This improves the home security by a huge number, and you can use it with the motion eye to see the recorded footage. And if you pair it with the home assistant, you can find out who it is there more
Doorbells
easily.
are useful and very beneficial. They help us to provide the home securities of our houses and avoid unwanted strangers. The technology is a great boom for all of us, but sometimes we can create something new and grateful out of them. There are many ways of buying smart doorbells, but it is
the most cost-effective model to put best use of our old smartphone devices. With increasing theft and constant threat to life, it has become very important that we take care of our home security. This model will help us put the best security for homes without huge investment, user-friendly interface, and most important, easy to install. We have to put our best knowledge we gain from science and technology.
Good morning everyone. My name is Ms Singh and my topic is magnetic field. Magnetic field is a vector field that describes the magnetic influence on moving electric charges, electric currents, and magnetic materials. A moving charge in a magnetic field experiences a force perpendicular to its own velocity and to the magnetic field. A permanent magnet field pulls on ferromagnetic materials such as iron and attacks or repels other magnets. In addition, a magnetic field that varies with location will exert a force on a range of non-magnetic materials are affecting the motion of the outer atomic electrons. Magnetic fields surrounded by magnetized materials are created by electric currents such as those using electromagnets. Since both strength and direction of a magnetic field may vary with location, they are described as a map assigning a vector to each point of space, or more precisely because of the way the magnetic field transforms under the mirror reflection as field of Poisson vectors. Let's see the experiment regarding this magnetic field, which includes 8 batteries, 2 spoons and a coin. Let's try it by ourselves. As you can see now, the magnet started moving because of magnetic influence by the spoon. Thank you.
Hello, we the students of 9th standard, that is myself, Erwin Hedas, to a video on the world's first electric passenger drone, EHang 184.
This is the world's first electric passenger drone. The name of this drone, that is the electric passenger drone, is EHang 184. The EHang 184 has 8 engines which gives the power to a set of 8 propellers or the engine fan of the EHang 184. The EHang 184 can carry a single passenger weighing about 100 kilograms and also his personal luggage like briefcase or handbag. After buckling in, the single passenger selects a destination on the automatic screen pad like a control system. It looks similar to a sat-nav system. The drone flies there automatically to the destination. The drone can fly for a 25 minutes of flight time and has a range of 30 to 50 kilometers per hour in a single charge. It takes 2 hours to recharge. The drone has a ceiling height of about 11,000 feet above the sky, about sea level. This type of drones are very similar to other set of drones which are called Hubby. The EHang 184 drone flies, take off and land automatically. In addition to this, there's a safety feature of safe landing if in case any of the propellers of the drone fail during the flight hour. The EHang 184 drone starts a journey with just a single click on a touchpad screen. In this EHang 184 drone, you don't need a pilot license or any flight experience before in the past because you are not more than just a passenger in a taxi. This EHang drone 184 is controlled from a command center as told earlier, and this command center looks a lot similar to the NASA command centers with a big amount of computers and big screens on the wall. There's a lot of engineers working in these command centers to control a drone anywhere in the world. The EHang 184 company is now constantly working for the air certificate. The company will shortly deliver the EHang 184 to different parts of the world, different countries, but will take time on delivering into different countries upon countries' ability. The EHang 184 company is working on perfecting the designs and concepts of the plane and making it more suitable and easier to control and handle. The EHang 184 will cost about $270,000 to $370,000. Thank you so much for watching. This is Edwin Helgas from 9th E and Academy High School.
Hello everyone, my today's topic is the scam. So today I'm going to tell you about a real life scam on hearing which you will feel that Nirav Modi and Vijay Mallya scams were nothing. In fact, if we add up both of the scams, still it is nothing in front of this. So here I'm talking about the 1992 Harshad Mehta stock market scam where he had planned a journey from rupees 40 to rupees 4,000 crore. So now let us know who actually Harshad Mehta was. Harshad Mehta was a well-known stockbroker in Mumbai who in 1992 did a 4,000 crore stock market scam, which in today's time is up to the value of 24,000 crore. If we join up Nirav Modi's 11,000 crore and Vijay Mallya's 9,000 crore, still it won't make up as much amount as 24,000 crore. But his story was way more interesting as when he came to Mumbai, he just had 40 rupees in his pocket. He belonged to a lower middle class Gujarati family and was brought up at Chhattisgarh, Raipur. He came to Mumbai to finish his BCom studies, but he was not interested in studies. So by hook or by crook, he finished his BCom and started doing a job as salesman. From clothes to diamonds, he had done it all. But his life took a high jump when he got a job at the new assurance company as a salesman. While working there, he picked up an interest on stock market, and to understand it better, he started working as a stockbroker. After working there for a while, he started his own company named Gromor Research and Asset Management Company, and he himself became a stockbroker. Now this was the end of the first part of the story. So now I will tell you how he was able to do such a big scam. So in 1991 in India, we had a liberalization in their economy, which means that foreigners were allowed to invest funds in India. In this, the results were that the private sector started growing in India. So in rest of the private sectors, the demand of funds also started to grow. That's the reason the government asked the banks to give as much loans as they could. But the condition was that the amount of money the bank lends, some percent of the money should be equal to the part of money which the bank should invest in the bond, and would have to purchase a government bond. But what used to actually happen is that the minimum value of one government bond is 1 crore rupees. So in case if the bank has to give a loan of 1 lakh, so its 10% would be rupees 10,000, which means that the bank needs to purchase a government bond of rupees 10,000. So, solution to this problem, the bank started a process called the ready forward deal. Now, what used to happen with this deal, that if a bank has excess of some government bonds and if another bank has shorted off these bonds, so then the bank with more of these government bonds can credit it to the other bank for 15 days so that they can fulfill their need. Interesting part was that there was no give and take of these actual bonds. Now this was proceeded somewhat like this. Say bank A needs government bonds of rupees 4,000 and there is a bank B who has excess of government bonds worth 4,000. So bank A will write a bank receipt to bank B in which it would be written that bank A is taking government bonds worth 4,000 from bank A from bank B on credit for 15 days. Now in exchange of these receipts, bank B would give 4,000 rupees to bank A, and after 15 days, bank A would give 4,100 rupees to bank B and take their bank receipts back. Here the extra 100 rupees which bank B received is their profit. Is that no bank would work for free. Now till here everything was good, but there was a problem. The problem was that the give and take of the bank receipts and the money should take place between both the banks directly. But to make the job easier and not to waste time, they took help of the brokers. The brokers in return of the commission did this work. The broker gave the guarantee to return the money after 15 days so that the banks become completely dependent on the brokers for ready forward deals. Now starts the role of Harshad Mehta in this whole process. He used to do the same work as the brokers, but he was famous and trustworthy that the banks for ready forward deal, instead of making checks on their names, they made checks on Harshad Mehta's personal account, and Harshad Mehta took advantage of this. He took the help of two small banks, the Bank of Karat and the Metropolitan Cooperative Bank, and made fake bank receipts, which was just a piece of paper. He used these fake bank receipts and started taking checks on his name. For example, if there are 5 banks, so bank 1 will give the fake bank receipt to bank 2 and would take the check on his name and keep the money for himself. Then after 15 days, when the bank 2 used to return the bank receipt and ask for its money, then he used to give the receipt to bank 3 and the money he gave it to bank 2. Then after 15 days, this whole process he would repeat again with bank 4. And then after 5, 6, 7, and like this, fake receipts used to revolve around the whole system and the bank wouldn't realize it. By this, he took out a whole amount of rupees 4,000 crore. Now this was just one scam. There was one more scam inside this scam. The other scam was that the money he received from the fake bank receipts, he used to buy shares from this money. Because he had so much money, he used to buy so much share of a company that the stock market felt that there was a huge demand of this share. So the price of that goods was also increased. One example is that ACC Cement's shares was just of rupees 200, but after Harshad Mehta brought these shares of the company, just in 2 months the shares became worth rupees 9,000 rupees. In fact, also the Sensex, which used to be around 2,000 points, just in 2 months became 4,500 points. Because of this, he became famous with the name Big Bull. It was said that whichever share he touched, the prices would reach the sky. This was all going good without any disturbance, but his luck left his side in a midway. He had 12,000 square foot Worli sea-facing penthouse and more than 20 luxury imported cars. Sudden richness grabbed Suchita Dalar's attention, who was a Mumbai journalist. He started investigating about Harshad's income. That some competitors of Harshad Mehta gave her the information of this scam. December 1992, Suchita Dalal exposed the whole scam in Times of India newspaper. After the expose of this scam, the stock market faced a sudden and abrupt fall, and all the investors faced a loss of rupees 1 lakh crore, though the scam Harshad Mehta made was just of 4,000 crore. The most loss occurs to those people who had bought shares through Harshad Mehta's company. Their shares had now turned to just pieces of papers. This scam was so big that even Finance Minister had asked for a resignation, but later his resignation was not accepted. And also because of the scam, the chairman of Vijaya Bank committed suicide. After the scam, Harshad Mehta was arrested and 72 criminal cases and 600 civil cases were filed against him in the court. He got a bail after living for 3 months in the police custody. After that, in a press conference, he allegedly paid rupees 1 crore as a bribe to Prime Minister P.M. Narasimha Rao to get him a bail. He also showed the bag in which he gave him the money, but there were no proofs found by CBI against this. Interesting thing that I would like to share is that when he got back on bail, he was given a grand welcome hero by the rest of the investors of stock market. I doubt that Nirav Modi and Vijay Mallya would be welcomed like this. But this happiness didn't stay for a long time. But in September 1999, Bombay High Court sentenced him for 5 years imprisonment. And after 2 years, on 31st December 2001, he died at Thane's jail at the age of 47. During CBI investigation, one thing came in front, that maybe Harshad Mehta was made the sacrificial court, and the big and powerful people used this scam to distract the people to do bigger scams. But however big the scam is, it would definitely come out once. Till date, the criminal cases against him have been cleared, but the civil cases are still pending after 28 years of this scam. We also know that the legal Indian speed is so low that the scams are still going on. Harshad Mehta's brother Ashwin Mehta got a law degree at the age of 50 years and is still fighting cases in the court. Till date, so the biggest scam of stock market was this, and this was journey of Harshad Mehta from rupees 40 to 4,000 crore. Now there are people who think he just took advantage of the loopholes in the system, and there are some who think he did a crime. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Akshiti Banerjee, and today our group will be taking you through a pretty peculiar topic called supersonic fluid. Intriguing, isn't it? Well, supersonic fluid is basically used in aircrafts to prevent a sonic boom. Now you must be thinking, what is a sonic boom? And since there is a need to prevent it from taking place, is it dangerous? Well, let me and my friends explain you all about this topic.
What is a sonic boom? Is it dangerous? A sonic boom is a sound associated with the shock waves created whenever an object travels through the air faster than the speed of sound. Sonic booms generate enormous amount of sound energy, sounding similar to an explosion or a thunderclap to the human ear. Typically, the shock front may approach 100 megawatts per square meter and may exceed 200 decibels, whereas noise over 70 decibels over a prolonged period of time may start to damage your hearings. Loud noise above 120 decibels can cause immediate harm to your ears. Sonic booms have marked effect on behavior and subjective experience as exemplified by startled reactions and attendant feelings of fear. Such intrusions disrupt sleep, rest and relaxation and also interfere with communications. So yes, a sonic boom is dangerous.
When an airplane travels through the air, it produces sound waves. If the plane is traveling slower than the speed of sound varies, but 700 miles per hour is typical through air. The sound waves can propagate ahead of the plane. If the plane breaks through the sound barrier and flies faster than the speed of sound, it produces a sonic boom when it flies past. The boom is the wake of the plane's sound waves. all of the sound waves that would have normally propagated ahead of the plane are now combined together. So at first you hear nothing, and then you hear the boom they create. The huge thunder-like noise created when an aircraft breaks through the sound barrier can even cause damage to other structures.
How to avoid sonic booms? The key to eliminating the sonic boom is in the design of an airframe of an aircraft. In a conventional supersonic jet, the shock waves collapse as they expand away from the nose and tail, leading to two distinct sonic booms. The trick is to shape the aircraft in such a way that the shock waves remain separate as they travel away from the aircraft. This means that they reach the ground still separated, generating a quick series of soft thumps and not loud noises, thereby avoiding damage. In 2001, NASA started the shaped sonic boom experiment to analyze sonic booms. They modified the fuselage of a Northrop 4 5E Tiger II in an attempt to lower the effects of sonic boom during test flights. The nose of the F5E was removed and replaced with a larger, longer version. The fairing under the fuselage was also lengthened and deepened. The modified F5E, or shaped sonic boom demonstrator, flew in 2003, and from that point, NASA took 1,300 sonic boom measurements from various ground sensors. NASA engineers confirmed that the modification led to an 18% reduction of initial pressure impulse, and booms were an average of 4.5 decibels quieter compared to an unmodified F5E.
The latest NASA research comes from American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics, which held its first sonic boom prediction workshop in 2014. The workshop's purpose was to assess the current technology for predicting sonic boom propagation. The presentations consisted of latest techniques in computation, fluid dynamics software to help design and build better aircraft bodies and wings. This could lead to more defined supersonic fluid envelopes that pilot could adhere to, thereby creating fewer and smaller booms. Researchers demonstrated that supersonic airfoils can be constructed to induce passive laminar flow control LFC. This reduces or eliminates the turbulent cross flow on the wings that produce shock waves. Consequently, the goal of this research is to create LFC on that wing that would in effect mean the wing's leading edge would remain subsonic during supersonic flights. The absence of supersonic leading edge would reduce shock waves and minimize flow disturbances, producing more stable and efficient flights. Researchers performed at MIT Labs for Aviation and the Environment with NASA's help is analyzing the effect of sonic booms on the environment.
Hypermac Aerospace in UK introduced a plan in 2011 to reduce sonic booms by using electromagnetic reduction technology on its Sonic Star aircraft. The engines designed by Hypermac's sister company Sonic Blue Aerospace are supersonic magnetic advanced generation jet electronic turbines, also called the S-MAG jets. The engine comprises of an electrical power and propulsion generator and a magnetic power flux field system with ion plasma annular injection. This engine also generates about 30.5 megawatts of electrical power. It also generates 54,700 pounds of thrust. Most of the electricity flows to power the bypass fans, the combustor and the generator. The excess electricity of 7 megawatts flows to the electrical sub-departments to power the landing revenues, avionics and the redundant systems. The magnetic field system also derives its power from the electronic turbine ring generator. Plasma is derived when there is an active electric current between two electrodes. The magnetic field system also controls and navigates the combustion and allows complete procedure of burning of the atomized and ionized fuel.
Supersonic magnetic advanced generation jet electric turbine, that is SMAC jet, designed by Sonic Blue Aerospace for hypermesh sonic star aircraft, relies on ion plasma injected ahead of the planar shock wave to reduce drag and the sonic boom. The engine has a hollow shaft core, that is no speed or the drive shaft, and the engine electromagnetically powers the bypass fan, compressor and turbine. The sonic stud reduces sonic boom by injecting plasma ahead of the shock wave. It uses plasma actuators built into the aircraft and powered by the SMAC jet engines to ionize the air as it passes from forward to the shaft. The plasma aircraft gives the high pressure and escape route to travel around the aircraft instead of coming in direct contact, avoiding the creation and drag and shock waves.
Lastly, I would like to extend my thanks to the lovely audience who invested their precious time and appreciated the efforts put in by our Nirmaan team for the project Supersonic Fluid. It has been a pleasure to spend time on this project. Thank you.
Hello everyone, today we will know about color changing milk experiment. In this experiment we will need milk, soap, some food color and a cotton. First pour little milk in the bowl, then put some food color in it. Now take cotton and dip it in the soap, this soap, and bring it near the milk and see the magic. The food color will go away. Now the question arises that why does it happen? The answer for it is that the milk is mostly made up of water, and when the food color is floating on it and the soap is brought near it, the surface tension is broken down by cohesive bond between the water molecules, and the food colors goes away. The second question comes in the mind is that why do not happens in water? The answer for it is that in water the food color sinks, and so it cannot happen, and the water do not have fat. And the third question which arises in the mind is that is it a chemical process or a physical process? The answer for it is that it is a chemical process, as the surface tension is broken down by cohesive bond, and the fat in the milk is comes near the liquid, and this is seen as the food color goes away.
Good morning to one and all. This is Arya Surendran from 9th E, and my topic is GAIA Astra. It is a space observatory of the European Space Agency, which was launched in 2013 and expected to operate until 2020. The spacecraft is designed for astrometry, measuring the positions, distances, and motions of stars with unprecedented precision. The mission aims to construct by far the largest and most precise 3D space and catalog ever made, totaling approximately 1 billion astronomical objects, mainly stars, also planets, asteroids, comets, and quasars, among others. The spacecraft will monitor each of its target objects about 70 times for the first 5 years of the mission to study the precise position and motion of each target, and will keep doing so. Additionally, GAIA is expected to detect thousands to tens of thousands of Jupiter-sized exoplanets beyond the solar system. GAIA mission will create a precise three-dimensional map of astronomical objects throughout the Milky Way and map their motions, which encode the origin and subsequent evolution of the Milky Way. The main object of GAIA is to permit a better understanding of the more rapid stages of cell evolution, such as the classification, frequency, correlations, and directly observed attributes of rare fundamental changes and of cyclical changes. This has to be achieved by detailed examination and re-examination of a great number of objects over a long period of operation. Observing a large number of objects in the galaxy is also important to understand the dynamics of our galaxy. Measuring the astrometric and kinetic properties of a star is necessary in order to understand the various stellar populations, especially the most distant. Thank you.
Good morning, respected teachers and ma'am. Today I, Daksh Kothari, the student of 9th E, will tell you about the automatic street lights. The main objective of automatic street light is to switch off the lights during the daytime and switch on the lights during the nighttime. By this process, we can save 35% of electricity. Due to lack of punctuality, there is a wastage of power because of the switch on of the lights during the daytime. And let me tell you about the main component of the process is the main controller Arduino. 20 bulbs and 80 watts can save 144 kilowatt per hour and can also save 380 rupees per month. And many of the street lights can be consumed by applying this automatic street light method. Thank you.
Greetings to everyone. I am Anya Totalia. Today me and my team from Anil Dalmia High School are going to tell you about use of Pythagoras theorem in construction and daily life.
Hello there. We are the students of Anil Dalmia High School. For today, we are going to tell you about the Pythagorean theorem. Before proceeding, let's draw a right triangle. Right triangle is a triangle which consists one right angle, which means 90 degrees. It also consists of two legs and a hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the longest side of the Pythagorean theorem. Now, how is it related to Pythagorean theorem? Pythagorean theorem says that the hypotenuse has a special relation with the other two sides of the right triangle. The square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. Just remember that this equation can be applied only to right triangles. Let's say this right triangle has a length of A, B and C, where A and B are the two sides and C is the hypotenuse. So using the Pythagorean theorem, the equation of this right triangle will become C square is equals to A square plus B.
Pythagoras theorem is a statement in geometry which shows the relationship between the length of the sides of a right angle triangle of a triangle with 190 degree angle. The right angle equation is A square plus B square is equal to C square. Being able to find the length of a side, even the other two sides, make the Pythagoras theorem. The useful technique is construction and navigation.
Architecture and construction. Theorem allows you to find the length of the diagonal that connects the other two parallel lines. This application is frequently used in architecture, woodworking and other such constructional purposes. For instance, say you are building a sloped roof. You know the height of the roof and the length it would require. You can use the Pythagoras theorem to find the length of the diagonal roof slope. You can use this information to cut properly sized beam to support the roof and to find the area of the roof, which you would need to shingle laying up square angles.
Laying out square angles. The Pythagorean theorem is also used in construction to make sure buildings are square. A triangle whose side lengths correspond with Pythagorean theorem, such as 3 foot by 4 foot by 5 foot triangle, will always be a right angle triangle. When laying out a foundation or constructing a square corner between two walls construction, workers will set out a triangle from 3 strings that correspond with these lengths. If the string were measured correctly, the corner opposite the triangle's hypotenuse will be right angle triangle. So the builders will now construct their walls or foundation on the right line.
In conclusion, the Pythagorean theorem has many uses in our daily life. As Pythagoras was an astronomer, he was also one of the greatest mathematicians ever. His theorems and formulas have helped us all and will continue helping us all through our lives. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Utkarsh Kumar and my project is candle carousel. Candle carousel is a cool device that rounds as a carousel. There are many sources of energy for rotation. We can use electric energy, manual effort, water energy or heat energy. Well, today, my friend, I am showing you an easy spinning candle carousel. This project will help us learn few basic terms in science such as convection, heat energy or rotation. This project teaches us the concept of convection. It is also fun to watch and play. As we light up the candle, our candle carousel starts to rotate in spiral motion. We can see this candle carousel mostly in the temples, monastery and church. Convection is a process where hot air rises up and cool air comes down. Convection takes place in both gas and liquid substance. This project helps us to learn about convection, convection heat transfer and convection current. Now let us see this beautiful simple project. This is due to the flammable alcohol in the gel. Some hand sanitizer gel may not produce this effect due to the high concentration of water or moisturizing agents. The truth of the matter is that the fire risk largely disappears when the sanitizer is applied properly and given time to dry.